episode of Chefs and Showhomes. I'm your host, Kristen Reed, and today Crawford Homes has welcomed us into their beautiful show home in the Creeks. We're going to meet with Kaitlin and Jeff later, who will give us a tour and tell us more about Crawford. But right now, I'd like to introduce Gina Cherney to you, who is not only a mortgage broker with CML Canadian Mortgage Lender, but also a self-proclaimed chef. So what are you making for us today?
Well, I'm going to do a pork roulade. A roulade is a meat that you can stuff and roll. So today I'm doing a pork tenderloin roulade. It will be stuffed with mushrooms, bacon, onions, garlic, and a little bit of Dijon.
Sounds delicious, yeah.
Great.
Let's get started.
Okay, sounds good. Great, so what we've done is prepped our onions and our herbs, which is parsley and tarragon, and there's a lot of room for interpretation on that. Whatever herbs that you like, feel free to use in this recipe. So we've got onions chopped, the mushrooms are chopped, and we're gonna add it into the pan. This is where the bacon fat is. So that's what we're going to use for flavor. Fat equals flavor, right, Kristen?
I guess so.
I've also got my bacon chopped here as well. So that's all going in, and this is my filling. My knob of butter is going into my carrots.
Okay.
You know what you could do for me, Kristen, is get me a little slice of the lemon, and we'll just squeeze that over top as well. So I'm just gonna get a little honey in there.
Cinnamon honey, that's interesting.
I know, I had agave too, but I thought this could be really good. So we'll let that kind of coat the carrots. You can throw a little lemon juice in there. I'll get to even stir that up as it melts.
Okay, am I putting this in there or there?
Nope, just a little bit in there, yep.
Okay.
If you put your hand underneath, you can catch the seeds too. That's perfect, absolutely perfect, thank you.
So good at this.
You're fantastic.
I don't know, so much practice.
So see how we had the bacon grease in the pan, but it's kind of, I think we need a little bit more fat. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit more butter in there. This is the cast iron pan that's going to be used for our sauce as well. So if you notice, like I come from an Italian family, so my Nonna, when she makes like vegetables, they taste like her beef because everything is being used, right? Okay. The fat in the pan, if you throw out the fat in the pan, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna wanna head for the door because that's just where everything kind of comes together. So I don't really use too many measuring methods or anything like that.
Kind of wing it?
Totally, yeah.
Oh, it looks great. It smells great.
Yeah, let me crank this.
I think I was on this duty, wasn't I?
Yeah. Do you want to throw down just a touch of salt and pepper on those carrots? Sure. I really love the look of a carrot with the stem just chopped.
Oh, there.
Yeah. It's electric, so.
Is that good?
Yeah, just go ahead and. So this should take about 7 minutes or so to cook down. Once the filling is cooked, we are going to stuff the pork tenderloin and roll it and tie it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna let that simmer now?
Yes, we're gonna let this simmer down. And then as the pork is just cooking in the oven and has a little bit of rest time, you always wanna rest your meat as well. Then we'll just get our sauteed kale. That takes no time at all. So I'll put a little garlic in a pan and saute the kale. There's a lot of flavor and a lot of richness here, including my sauce. My sauce is gonna have white wine, and I'll make a roux. So a roux is basically when you take a fat component and flour, whisk it together. That's that thick sauce that could coat the back of a spoon. That's how you achieve that. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
This simmer then, and then we'll get started on the rest?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so our filling for the roulade is complete. It's fully sauteed. I added a little bit of white wine in there for some flavor. So now I'm going to spoon the mixture onto the pork.
Are you gonna stuff it with all of this, or you're gonna have leftovers?
No, you know what I'm gonna do is, I like to have leftovers. Sometimes I add it onto the plate, but I'll also make my sauce in this pan. So there'll be a little bit of, of this ingredients there, but then I'll sift it so that I have a smooth sauce that I can add to the plate.
Okay, perfect.
So I just wanna make sure that this is even.
And now you just roll it up?
Yeah, I've got my baker's twine here. I've cut into pieces there, so we'll be rolling it like a burrito.
Okay. So now tell me a little bit more about what's happening in the mortgage industry right now. What are you seeing with buyers that are coming to you?
Well, specifically in Regina, obviously it's a buyer's market, so it's a good opportunity for people to buy. We're also in a decreasing interest rate environment too, so that really incentivizes people to kind of want to get going if they've been sitting on the fence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully.
So lending guidelines are still tight, to be totally honest with you, right? We're seeing a little bit of leeway with particular lenders in terms of little things like some are now using child tax benefit that weren't before. So there's things that are helping people with qualification. But I think the best thing to do is if you're looking to get a mortgage, and in this market, it's talk to a professional as soon as possible so that you know what your financial situation is right from the get-go, right? Not everybody's situation is the same. There's people that have multiple jobs, business for self. So get a good idea of where you are and then prepare yourself. Organize your documentation. You know what I mean? If you have to repair your credit a little bit, it's just to be prepared and organized is the name of the game here.
Right, because it's not as easy as it was a few years ago.
It's not, but you know what? It's our job as mortgage brokers to present the deal in such a way, you know, and understand lender policies so we get the deal done. Like, I don't believe in saying no. I don't believe in looking at a situation and thinking, oh, there's a few challenges with this one, but I feel like you can always get it done if you coach the clients properly and do your research and, you know,
And get organized.
present the deal and get organized, exactly.
So you're tying this bad boy up.
Yes. So
is it about half an inch or an inch that you?
yeah, I'm
Like
just
kinda
like
your
to
rule
make
of
it,
thumb?
I
So
mean,
it's
I
nice and
guess it's
tight?
kind of an inch. I'm not doing it exactly perfect distance apart, but you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I tie a little knot, and then I'll trim this baker's twine.
Okay.
I just want to keep it closed, and I want to keep the filling inside. And then once you sear the tenderloin, it stays together,
stays
right?
together.
This one's a bit shorter. I'll use it on the end. I season this as well with salt and pepper on the outside. Season. Okay, I'll use these guys to sear. I'm going to go actually filling side down.
Okay.
So I do have the sizzle, yay. You want to get a nice color on your meat. Like I want it brown on all sides. Maybe I'll put a touch more oil in the pan. And again, this is going to be where I make my sauce, right? So any brown bits from the searing of this pork is 100% welcome.
Okay, perfect.
So I've now got a really nice color on the pork here. I'm going to transfer it to this pan and stick it in the oven. My oven is preheated at 350.
And how long do you cook it for?
I will cook it for, it depends on the size of your pork. This one's quite small, so I will cook that for 10 minutes. I like to rest it. Remember that we tenderized the meat, right? So
Right.
that it's thinner and it'll cook faster and my filling is cooked.
So Gina, where'd you learn how to cook?
My family, my Nona, my mom, my sister, they all are phenomenal cooks. Obviously, it's pretty well embedded in the Italian culture that we love to cook and everything we do is surrounded by food, right? So we actually started maybe 3 years ago to have an annual Deruscio cooking competition in my family. So it's usually every November and we choose a theme. We've had meatball, like a traditional Italian meatball is one category, non-traditional meatball is another, soup and a pierogi or a stuffed dumpling, things like that. And then my dad judges as well as my Nona. My father does not cook, so we have a judges panel and a trophy. It's a whole thing.
Oh, I love that.
So it's just part of my family. I've grew up watching my mom and my Nona in the kitchen for sure. So trial and error. I've definitely made a lot of mistakes, and I do not profess to know a lot at all, but I just know, flavor, and you take time, and I think that having quality ingredients is really important as well.
For sure. Oh, that looks really good, Gina.
Great, nice and juicy. I definitely do not claim to be a professional chef with plating, but hey,
You
it'll
could have
look
fooled me.
nice
This
and
looks
pretty.
great.
I've got the sauteed garlic kale. So sauteed garlic, and the kale is sweated down with a little bit of lemon juice. These are my honey glazed carrots in a little pile. I'll garnish it with a little bit of parsley on top. And I'll add a lemon slice for those who like to have a little bit more acidity.
Beautiful. So it's all done?
That's it.
Great, well thanks so much, Gina. We'll see Gina back in a little bit, but right now we're gonna do the house tour with Kaitlin and Jeff, so stick around.
Hey guys, this is Stan with Dutch King Construction. Today we're going to talk about designing your closet space. First thing to consider is the space you're working with. In this particular closet, we were able to steal an extra 3 foot from an adjoining bedroom in order to create a modern day hers and hers closet. Consider your final look for your closet. We've done a mixture of drawers and open concept here. You can also add in all cabinet doors for a clean and sleek look. Next thing to consider is what items do you actually own? Leave enough space for longer items like dresses and jackets, as well as smaller spots for shoes and accessories. I'm Stan from Dutch King Construction.
So to kick off our house tour of 4401 Chuka Drive, we're up in the bonus room with Kaitlin from Crawford, who's gonna give us the house tour. So thanks for having us and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for visiting our house. It's been a fun day.
It's beautiful. So can you tell me a little bit more about this house and how you've chosen the finishes and then the layout? It is a really brilliant layout.
Thank you. Yeah, well, this house is over 2,400 square feet of like awesome livable space. It was really designed with like function of a busy family and busy lifestyle in mind. You know, we've got nice size rooms all over the house, but we've also developed each space to really work for you in your day-to-day life, like keeping those little messes like in your laundry room out of the way, or our mudroom that you enter off the garage. We've got a nice big mudroom, and it's got custom-built lockers and a family info center, and you can just bring in all your groceries and all your daily mess through there, straight through your butler's pantry into your kitchen. So all the mess stays there, and everything else just gets to look nice all the time.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
And now that kitchen. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you came up with that concept?
Well, that kitchen is one of my favorites, especially that waterfall island. It's a Calcutta Alpha, like nice white, gray veined quartz countertop, which is like an excellent hardstone countertop to have in any kitchen because it's non-porous. And so it cleans really well, and like as far as like, you know, no bacteria or whatever.
Really important, especially if you have lots of kids with their grubby little paws everywhere.
Exactly. It just wipes away really nice and clean. And yeah, we did nice big white perimeter cabinets, so everything is just nice, light and airy with our 10-foot ceilings down there. And then we centered it all with that gunmetal blue cabinetry on the island, and then that waterfall quartz, of course.
Yeah.
So just nice, light and bright, and then a little bit of drama.
Right. Yeah. And then you said that you've grounded everything with the darker floors and then the lighter finishes?
Yeah, I kind of just liked that feeling when we were developing this house, that we kind of just went nice, warm, dark flooring, hardwood flooring throughout the main level, and then we did kind of a nice light, or nice, warm, dark carpet on the up level. Just keep it all nice and warm on the base, and then everything's nice, light, bright, and airy. This is such a nice feature of the home, having like an entirely separate living space is your bonus room, because it's just like a nice relaxed area away from kind of the more public areas of your home, your foyer, your main living room, where you have a lot of guests and entertaining happening. This is really just a room meant for you and to keep all your stuff away. What else is nice is you have your laundry right off of the bonus room, so it's just really nice and accessible to have second floor laundry. You're not, you know, lugging all your clothes and stuff downstairs. It's just really nice to have that, as well as you have a nice office or flex room space. We have it designed as an office. It could be a fourth bedroom. It could be an exercise room. It's just a really nice space for you to decide to do whatever suits you and your needs. We also have the bedrooms on the other side of the home here. Really nice oversized rooms, and it's kind of nice to have all of your private area separated from the rest. And you have a really nice big master retreat with en-suites, a nice corner jetted tub, and a tile and glass shower. And yeah, just a lovely retreat space.
Yeah, the plan is incredible. And then the lot sizes here are more generous in the creeks, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. You get really nice sized lots here. So you have your 1,000 square foot garage, and then over 2,400 square feet of livable space in this home.
Yeah, and then still a nice sized yard.
A giant yard. And we're going to have the deck and everything built out there this summer as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So if you guys are looking to build with Crawford, make sure you guys get in touch with Kaitlin and Jeff. And we're actually going to go meet Jeff right now, and he's going to finish off the tour.
Hey guys, Jesse Malik with the Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop here, and we're talking about trends in landscaping. And one we're going to touch on here are ponds and water features. When we're talking about ponds and water features, we want to move away from the old mentality of using those plastic form basins and instead moving to something that's built out of a pond liner so we can make it fit into any landscape and have a curve around any of the natural features that already exist in your yard. The best part about ponds and water features are just the beauty and sound they provide a yard. What they do is they create a focal point for everybody to gather around. They create just that trickle of sound that just puts you in a calm mood when you come home from work. And the one thing we really want to tell people when they're putting in ponds and water features is to always think about putting them in a spot that can be seen from inside as well as outside, because it's something that you can enjoy no matter where you are in the property. I'm Jesse Malik with the Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop, and these are some trends in landscaping.
All right, so now we have Jeff here from Crawford that's going to talk a little bit more about the sales process and how things are going at Crawford right now. So can you tell me, how are sales going?
Well, I think everyone knows that things are slower in building and in real estate in general. But we have had a great spring. Some of the developers have great incentives. We have some very good discounts and incentives. And probably our biggest program that, I'd say actually half of our clients are using right now is our guaranteed sale program. So essentially, you've got a home, you can't sell it, or you can't build your dream home with Crawford until you've sold that existing home. We will predefine a value for you, and if your home hasn't sold by the time we've constructed your new Crawford home in the 6 or 8 months it takes us, we will actually buy it for that predefined amount.
Even if prices have come down since
Exactly. It's a locked-in value. It's a binding contract of purchase and sale, so even your banker will accept it to give you unconditional mortgage approval.
That's huge.
Yeah, because the only other way to get into a brand new home or make that step to whatever transition you're making is usually a conditional offer, conditional to the sale of your home, which means a lot of sleepless nights, if you even get that offer accepted.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Because as a realtor, if you're on the listing side, you're going to tell your clients, well, they're being unrealistic on their value. Why would we tie up your home waiting for their home to sell? This way, and we're not doing it on used homes, unfortunately, but we are doing it on your new build. We will accept your used home as for lack of a better term, a trade.
And do you have a certain age limit? If an early 1900s home, would you take something on like that, or does it have to be built after a certain year?
No, we'll take any age, any condition. We kind of have a loose rule that we're not going to exceed, the value of your current home cannot exceed the build. Okay? So if you're in a $600,000 home and you're trying to downsize to a $450,000, well, let's talk, but we may shy away from that. And also kind of outside the city limits. But when we say outside city limits, we do consider Pilot Butte and White City more or less the city. So we will look at those. Outside of those zones, we would have to, again, let's sit down and talk and go from there.
Right, it's obviously hard enough to sell a house in the city, let alone when you're talking 45 minutes out, right,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
a smaller rural property.
Yeah.
So what other incentives do you have right now to try to get buyers in the door?
Well, we're offering either a full appliance, AC, and window covering package, or they can take a straight $15,000 off.
Okay.
There is land developers that are offering similar incentives, and then I guess basically people are their eyes are really being opened up to the satellite communities like Pilot Butte, where the land is almost half the value of the same parcel of land in the city. The municipal property taxes are slightly lower, and well, we've all heard about Regina soil and the shifting. Well, Pilot Butte's a big sandhill, you know.
Right.
I mean, I live in Regina and I love it and I love the amenities, but there is definitely a trend towards that because of these features.
For sure, and they're so close to Regina now. You're basically in the city, in White City and Pilot Butte.
Exactly.
The new bypasses and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so now, do you guys build spec homes or is it all custom builds?
Both. We've got a great selection of the small little homes at 850 square feet with a regulation secondary suite, right up to we just put the roof on the largest build Crawford's done in our 41 years, and that's almost 8,000 square feet.
Oh wow!
So,
and where's that one?
In Harbor Landing. Yeah.
Wow.
So we even just finished a home for a friend of mine, friends of mine. We modeled it after the kind of the Tesla home, and even though it doesn't have the Tesla roof on it, it's full of solar panels, and it looks quite contemporary and futuristic, and that's on a great walkout in Harbor Landing too. But we build in almost every neighborhood in the city.
Okay, and you also mentioned that you are considering infills as well if you had clients that were wanting to build in them?
Yeah, we just finished a couple in River Heights, which is just on the perimeter of Lakeview. And we've actually done great infills for like custom for clients in Cathedral, again, Lakeview, Broders Annex, Arnheim Place. So really anywhere that you have land, come talk to us.
Very cool. And now you said that Pilot Butte and White City seem to be getting more attractive for people. What are the areas in the city that seem to be the hot spots that people are buying more?
Harbor Landing for drive time, anyone who lives downtown or just has an active lifestyle because their pathway system is so well designed along the storm canal. And the Creeks is really probably the only neighborhood that's actually retaining its property value right now in this buyer's market where things are softening in other neighborhoods. I mean, the Greens is great, the Towns, Eastbrook, these are all very busy for us. The Creeks is definitely, again, because those people that can get into that access point of, 200,000 plus just for the land, which is kind of the one hurdle. So that's very popular for us, and obviously we're in the Creek Showhome right now. Kensington Greens in the north side, and Skyview. These are all places that we continually get calls on. And of course, everyone's anticipating Coopertown coming down the line in the next year or two, so that'll be great too.
Yeah, so you think that they're going to be starting on that in the next 2 years?
Well, they keep hinting, but obviously the market has to liven up a bit.
Yeah.
And whether that's a change in the value of oil, whether pipelines are approved, whether governmental changes, but the reality is people seem to be setting down roots here. I'm finding a lot of immigrants are coming back to me, and now they were new Canadians, now they're not old Canadians, but and they're coming back for a second build. They're increasing the size of their homes. So it's nice to see that that there isn't this immigration and then an outflux just because it is a little soft here right now.
For sure, yeah. No. And what area do you think is the best value if a buyer were to want to get in right now and give you a call?
Harbor Landing and Kensington have the best starting point in the city of Regina for actual land value. And of course, Pilot Butte outside of the city limits. But the east side is with all the new shopping that's out here, all the new amenities, and the brand new school really seems to be on fire right now.
It is, yeah. Seems like everyone wants to be in the East End these days.
Yeah, and Chuka Boulevard is almost connected right to Costco. So I swear if the city did that, no one would have wanted to go build anywhere else.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for the information. We really appreciate it. So
Thanks.
Hi everyone, this is Atif with TMG, the Mortgage Group. Today we're going to talk about purchase plus improvements. As a home buyer, you may come across a home you love, but it may need a few renovations here and there to make it perfect. If you find yourself in this situation, talk to your mortgage broker about the purchase plus improvements mortgage. This is meant for home buyers who want to have some extra work done to their new home, but don't have the cash to pay for it upfront. What this program allows you to do is to include the cost of renovations in your mortgage amount. You can qualify for this program and still have a down payment as low as 5%. You begin with assessing what renovation needs to be done to your new home and get an estimate of how much it will cost. Your mortgage broker will get you a pre-approval based on the house's current condition. Once you receive your pre-approval, you can get firm quotes from contractors for the work that needs to be done. Your broker will then have your mortgage pre-approval revised to include the cost of renovations. Once you get possession of your home, you can start the renovation process. This is Atif with TMG, the Mortgage Group.
So now we're back for one of my favorite parts of the show where we get to know everyone a little bit more personally. So I'm going to just fire off some questions and then you guys can just give me your answers. Okay, so first one is, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at in town?
My favorite restaurant is Siam. I love ethnic food, and that's like amazing Thai food. So, yeah, that's my definite recommendation.
Go to.
Yeah.
And Jeff?
Bodega or one izakaya.
Oh, right, yes, the sushi there. And Gina?
Avenue for sure. The beef Wellington and the burger are amazing, but I also love Breakfast Bistro.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Eggs Benedict.
I know, same, they're really good. Do you guys have a favorite event in town that you like to attend?
Mustard Fest in the summer. I've been every year.
Every
pretty
year?
much. It's really
Okay.
great.
Yeah, and the Cathedral Arts Festival is just like such a great time. There's so many people that come out to support it, and all these like local vendors and artisans. It's just such a cool event.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Jeff?
The white party at the Willow's been fun, fantasy food, but there's all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, okay. And does anyone have a favorite neighborhood in town?
Well, I live in the Greens, so I'm biased. I really like it there, but I love Lakeview area.
All the trees, really pretty.
Likewise, I'm biased because I live in Harbour Landing, and I just really enjoy that neighborhood because there's so much great outdoor green space and pathways and walkways, as well as lots of restaurants that are all in like walking distance, and wine stores.
Very convenient. Yeah. Jeff?
Yeah, well, the same, obviously, but we used to live downtown, like right wedged between the high rises and Wascana Park, and old character homes, so that's still a favorite too.
Yeah, downtown has come a long way in the last couple of years too, so it's a great place to be now. And now obviously living in Regina is great, but the winters get a little cold here, so traveling is also important. So do you guys have a favorite place you like to travel?
Yeah, we do. We got married in Maltuco, so we are going to be spending our 10th wedding anniversary there this coming year. We like to travel there as much as we can, and yeah, just nice hot vacations to get away from our cold winters.
Yeah. And Jeff, are you on the same page?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But we have a cabin on Last Mountain Lake, so even though that's not talking winter, that's where we vacation in the summer.
Yeah, well, it's a way to enjoy the summers here because we have the best summers for sure. And Gina?
I love Italy, obviously, but we just went to Colombia for a month, so that place completely stole my heart, so I'd have to say Colombia, but hot vacations for sure.
Awesome. Well, very good. Well, thank you guys for your answers. I appreciate that, and I'm sure everyone else did as well. So thanks for joining us today, and thank you to Jeff, Kaitlin, and Crawford Homes for hosting us, and then Gina for cooking her delicious roulade. Did I say that right? Roulade?
Yeah.
Roulade. So check in next time, and we'll be with a new show home and a new chef. See you then.